I think it's live. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, there we go. Let me double check. So I usually watch the stream on my phone first. I should really get Gmail hooked up to tell me when I'm live. Shit, okay. I'm just checking everything's working. I need a live stream up so I can see chat. I have chat up, that's cool. Alright. So CharmX wrong. I'm gonna wait till everyone's here real quick. Is the stream quality good? Hold on. Why is it 144p? That's really low. Alright, I've watched a bit of them, but I haven't watched the whole thing, and I want to watch the whole thing first. There's this one, and there's this one. Which I don't understand the, Like, I'll pause and give my input, but you guys gotta let me know what you think.
Behind the scenes. What is up, you guys? I'm CharmX, and this video is going to be my second last video. Now, I'm making this video because I wanted to say thank you all for everything that you've done for me over the years and for sticking with me over the years that I've done YouTube. And it has truly been an amazing journey, and you guys have made my life worth living.
So you can hear in his voice, like a bit of hesitation in his like throat area. Like you can hear him quivering. Like you can clearly tell this is something emotion driven. I don't think he did this just because he's angry, rather because he's upset. But let's just keep watching and see how it goes.
And I wanted to thank you all for being with me, and I kind of want to make a little video explaining why I'm quitting before my actual final video. Now, my actual final video, I should clarify, is if you guys don't know, I'm a Christian and I'm quite religious. I don't talk about it in my videos, but I feel as if it is my duty to at least talk about my faith as my last video, so that's what my last video will be. But for this video, I just wanted, say thank you for making my life worth living, and I wanted to kind of explain what has driven me to this decision. The main problem is, I think it's just YouTube itself.
Yeah, see, I knew this would come into play. I knew this would, I knew he'd mention this, because if we go back to his channels, no, he has like 3 separate channels to try and combat, the community guideline strikes and all that shit. So I can kind of see how he's been driven to basically fuck off the site. And and it's not it's not like he's bullshitting. It's blatantly obvious that by making alternate accounts, he's like trying to drive them away. I'm sorry, but who is he? He's a reaction channel from like back in 2014, 15. He's actually one of the few that just doesn't stare at the screen. Like, he actually is entertaining by himself. That's why people liked him. Anyway, let's keep watching.
And the changes that have come onto this site over the last few years. Like, if you guys weren't aware, I've been dealing with a lot of, especially recently, it's gotten really bad with, like, community guideline strikes and crap like that. And this stuff all happens behind the scenes. I don't mention it in videos, but my videos are getting hit. And these are videos that I've done years ago. I have...
Yeah, see, like, this is something I also thought would come into play. These older videos, because, back then, this shit didn't exist. Because YouTube is basically, like, automated. Like, it's all AI driven, shit like that. Obviously, his older videos are getting hit. And, yeah, I can see how that's a problem. Anyway, let's keep watching.
I have no clue what's in them. And I can't even go and review these videos that I've done because they're blocked now. Because once they get a guideline strike, the videos get removed, so you can't even go and review it to fight it. Like, one of the videos was like child endangerment. This is one that happened recently. It was a video, it got dinged for child endangerment. So I'm like, okay, let me go, like, I can fight this, but I have to find out like what happened in it. So I go and try to review the video. Well, I can't. It's been removed or blocked for people from viewing it.
Hold on. What are you meant to do against that? That's stupid. So what, he can't dispute the strike because he can't go review it? That's fucking stupid. Oh man. I knew it was something to do with like copyright and that, but I didn't think it was like this shit. Fucking hell.
Now, if you were to block just, viewers from viewing it, that's one thing. But when you block the actual creator from viewing it, I can't fight it because I don't know what actually happened in it. So I don't know if I'll be wrong if I fight it or not. Like, it's ridiculous. The system is so stupid, and it gets worse and worse every year. I've had enough. I don't know what I'm going to do now. Like, I don't know where I'm going to go in life after this. I've achieved everything that I wanted to achieve in life. So I'm kind of, I don't know, I feel like it's just...
Okay, so now he's going to, like, anger. Like earlier it was like more emotionally driven, like sad, like regretful. But now that he's kind of like truly thinking about it, you can kind of hear him like mentally tense up, like get pissed off. He starts speeding up how he speaks. Like, obviously now it's gone from like emotional to like anger, like straight up, I have had enough. But man, like, I didn't think it was this bad, like, fucking Christ. I knew it was bad, but, like, nah. Literally, he can't do shit, like, he's forced to, like, deal with this. I didn't think it was that bad, no way.
I feel like I'm just done. Like, I have no reason to continue. And I know that sounds very sad, but, I've lived a relatively full life. I've accomplished a lot.
Okay, now he's getting into a bit of a concerning territory, like, he's starting to dip into that kind of area where, like, he's so angry, he's getting emotional. Now, obviously, CharmX has dealt with, like, mental illness and mental health problems for the last God knows how long, and he's been taking medication for it. And I know because I've been a subscriber of his for, like, ages, and he's talked about this quite frequently. So, like, to see him say these things, and especially recently, he's been saying he's been off his medication. Honestly, this is a lot more concerning that people are getting across. And because of how inconveniently uploaded this was, like on the 31st of March. Like, I don't know.
And that I don't think a lot of people will accomplish anything similar to the amount I have. And I don't mean to brag, but no, I've written a book. I've produced apps for phones. I've, made a video game for computers. I've done all these things. had a channel that hit over 1 million subscribers. I've had multiple channels, hit over 250,000 subscribers. Like I've accomplished enough where I don't feel like there's a point of continuing. No, that sounds sad. But that's just where I am right now.
So like, he feels like he's succeeded all purpose he has in life, by sounds of it. I don't know, man, because he's kind of steered it now. Like earlier, he was like, I don't think there's any point living, like, well, not living, but like going on, implying that he was talking about his life. But I think it stems down. Now he's kind of twisting it onto his channel's life. Like, I don't know. This is a bit.
I don't know what I'm gonna do next.
I don't know.
I don't know what's down the road for me, but I know that my journey on YouTube, at least as a creator, ends here. Now, I plan on deleting all my videos if they haven't already been deleted. I do not want people uploading them or re-uploading them. The reason for this is because I want to be forgotten.
See, now this is something I have a gripe with. If you wanted people to forget you, I don't think leaving when you have 1 million subscribers is gonna help that. Like, I don't think you should have said you want to be forgotten, because now people are just gonna remember you even more. Like, you haven't helped your case out. Like, I get why. Like, I think he explains it later.
I want to,
Yeah.
I don't go outside because of my paranoia of being recognized. I don't do things because of paranoia of being recognized. I want to be forgotten so I can go outside and I can live life without my paranoia getting in the way. I hope that makes sense.
Well, yeah, it makes sense, but like, you have to put into perspective how people with like millions of subscribers feel. You can live a normal life, I feel. Because I don't want to say like CharmX is like a nobody, but like, I wouldn't say CharmX is someone that's incredibly like bustling in popularity. Like, I don't know. It's it's a matter of, you chose this game, right? You should stick with it. But by saying you want to be forgotten in a video, like, I think the comments even point this out. I want to be forgotten. Yeah, exactly. Like, you can't just say you want to be forgotten, whereas you're leaving behind 1 million subscribers. Actually, no, even more than that. 1 mil, 250, 234, 50,000. Like, you're leaving so many people behind. It's just physically impossible to forget you. It's just not going to happen. And I apologise if that's something you really want to happen, but I just can't say it's going to.
And I know some people will be upset at me for deleting the videos, and I apologize to them, or to you if you're upset. But I want to live a normal life, and I find it very hard to do that when I'm paranoid of getting recognized, paranoid of so many things. That's why I've made this decision to delete these videos, and I want to thank you all for being with me on this journey over the last many years. And I don't know what I'm going to do next. I might go live in the woods or something, but I want to thank each and every one of you for making my life, worth living. Because before YouTube took off, I was, in a very dark spot. And although I can kind of feel myself slipping back to that kind of spot, if I hadn't, done YouTube or had YouTube, I don't know where I would be. And it wouldn't be a good spot. All I know is that it wouldn't.
So what he's basically saying is that before he was successful on YouTube, or semi-successful, whatever you want to word it as, he had a harder time dealing with his mental health issues. And for a while, it seems like YouTube made it easier, and he's kind of been slipping in and out of that same kind of feeling. And now that you leaving YouTube, I think he's hoping that feeling goes away, like some kind of freedom is gained. I don't know, man. This goes a lot deeper than I thought it did. Like, I thought he was just leaving because of YouTubers being pricks, but apparently it stems down to recognition, wanting to live a normal life, you know, all that stuff. The only cause of concern is what he said earlier. Let's just watch the whole thing first.
Be in a good area, but I know now I am, you know, over the many years, I've definitely developed more talents and skills, and I'm definitely in a better spot mentally than I was before. But yeah, so I think that explains everything. Tomorrow will be my last video, or maybe I'll post my last video after this one today. I don't know. I'm crazy like that, man. But I hope that explains everything. You know, I'll have one last video coming out where I'm just to be talking about my faith. You don't have to watch it. I'm going to be block comments and likes and all that stuff. So yeah, that's basically it for the video. I just want to thank everyone for sticking with me over the many years. And I'll see you in the next video. The last video. Bye-bye.
Right, so that's his last video without talking about his faith or whatever. So yeah, let me go back to that point here.
Anything similar to the amount I have, and I don't mean to brag, but no, I've built my life after this. I have a creator from viewing it. I can't fight it because I don't know if I fight it or not. Like, it's ridiculous enough. I don't know what I'm gonna do now. Like, I don't know where I'm gonna go in life after this. I've achieved everything that I wanted to achieve in life, so I'm kind of, I don't know. I feel like I'm just done. Like, I have no reason to continue.
Hear this. But this is a scary little sentence here. This raises a lot of flags. Like, we already know CharmX is suffering from, I would assume, severe mental illnesses. But the way he talks about being done, like, he's done everything he wanted, he's done. The way he words it is really eerie.
And I know that sounds very sad.
Yeah, so he even acknowledges how it sounds. I don't know, man. This gives me, this makes me uncomfortable, because where's he going to go from here? Oh, her Decker, thanks for the sub. No. Like, he's definitely suffering from something. Like, anxiety, paranoia, depression, either all of the above or one of the three. Like, there's definitely some influx that has taken over him as a person. To kind of say the sentence the way he did.
Everything that I wanted to achieve in life, so I'm kind of, I don't know, I feel like I'm just done. Like, I have no reason to continue.
Yeah, that sentence. I have no reason to continue. Like, my God. It's such a scary sentence. Because he goes from this, acknowledges how it sounds, and then deters it to his channel. Like, watch.
I know that sounds very sad, but, you know, I've lived a relatively full life. I've accomplished a lot, and that I don't think a lot of people will accomplish anything similar to the amount I have. And I don't mean to brag, but no, I've...
See, yeah, like, the way he words it's very concerning. Now let's go watch the, this one.
What is up, you guys? If you are seeing this, that means it is my last video. Now, this part right here that you are hearing is actually kind of like an update to the original video I had planned to upload as my last video. Basically, I had this crazy feeling that I was going to die, you know, within 2 days. So I started panicking and I made this video. And I still want to get this video up, even though, you know, it's been months since I actually recorded the part where I thought I was going to die. So obviously I have not died. But nonetheless, this is my last video if you are seeing this. And I still want this to be uploaded. So that is why you are now seeing it. I hope that gives some context. But yeah, this is my last video, and the reason why it's my last video is either 1, I actually have passed away, or 2, I've just gotten fed up with this website.
See, I remember he did this back in, I believe, 2017, 2018-ish, where he did upload this, and he came back about 2 months, 3 months later. And I know because that's the terms of the same kind of video he uploaded at the time, where he said he'd either upload that if he's dead, or if he's just left the site, or if he's gone missing, I believe the third one was. But it seems like this is a very similar like scenario to those previous videos, but as we can clearly see, he clearly has left the website. Like, it's It's been well over a week by now. Almost a week. Yeah, he's not coming back. I'm sorry, I don't think he's coming back. And if he does, that's asking for a lot.
Site. Because it's really gotten bad on here in terms of, what you can and what you can't show, what you can and what you can't say. I feel really in a box, if that makes sense. Like, I can't express myself. I can't say things I want to say without being in fear of it damaging the channel. So I have honestly I've had enough. So either that has pushed me over to the point of quitting, or I have passed away. And now that has been said, here is the part that I filmed a few months ago. For those of you who don't know, I am a Christian, and it is, it's my duty to spread the word of God and to teach other people. And I figure since I have somewhat of an audience, I should do that. So as my last video, that's what I plan to do. So if you're interested, I encourage you to stick around. But basically all I want to ask you is, do you know where you're going when you die? Because...
Oh no. Oh no. Oh my god. Like, this is a bit of a sensitive topic. I'm not religious in any way. Like, I do believe there's a God, but I'm not gonna shove it in your face and say there is a God. But I don't mind other religions, and the reason why I'm saying oh no in the first place is because you have someone who is not mentally sound talking about the word of God to an audience of potentially hundreds of thousands. Oh boy. This is going to be a bit of a doozy, isn't it?
Like, just think of consciousness. Just think how crazy it is that you are aware of who you are. You're aware of everything. Just complete consciousness. Just try to understand that. It's so mind-boggling. And then think of artificial intelligence and AI. And you see how far we have come? And yet, AI, artificial intelligence, still hasn't reached the singularity. Which, if you don't know what singularity is, it's when artificial intelligence becomes conscious. And there are the smartest people in the world working on, artificial intelligence. The smartest people. And yet, artificial intelligence hasn't become conscious. But humans are conscious.
Okay, this is a bit of a weird comparison to make. What? We've got the smartest people in the world working on machines who haven't hit the singularity point yet, which means, he says, obviously, where artificial intelligence becomes conscious, basically humanizing technology. But now he compares it to, humans? This is a really bizarre video for a last video. This is making me a little bit uncomfortable. I can see what he's saying, but it's worded very weirdly. Let's keep watching.
Well, what does that tell you? That obviously means that there is a God. Like, if you have the
what?
Working on, artificial intelligence. The smartest people. And yet, artificial intelligence hasn't become conscious. But humans are conscious. Well, what does that tell you? That obviously means that there is a God.
Okay, CharmX, I'm really sorry, mate. I know you've left YouTuber now, but this is beyond the stupidest thing I've ever heard anyone say. I'm just pointing that out there. This is beyond stupid. I don't mean to mock religion. I know you're faithful and that, but at the end of the day, the worst comparison you can make is humans and machines, because machines are born out of science, not out of religion. Humans, I don't think we should really care where we came from. I think we should care about what we're doing now, where we are now, and what we can do. We shouldn't have to rely on religious figures such as God to tell us what to do, whereas we can make those decisions ourselves. But to say that machines aren't intelligent but humans are means there's a God. What? That is stupid. I think if he does explain himself, I'll give him credit, but...
Like, if you have the smartest people in the world working on something and we can't get it right, how do you expect a big bang? How do you...
Okay, what? I don't understand what he's going on about. This sounds like the ramblings of a madman. Like, hold on. If I'm getting this right.
Working on, artificial intelligence. The smartest people. And yet, artificial intelligence hasn't become conscious. But humans are conscious. Well, what does that tell you? That obviously means that there is a God. Like, if you have the smartest people in the world working on something and we can't get it right, how do you expect a big bang?
I just don't understand where this comparison stems from. Like, this is a really, really strange comparison to make. And then just to suddenly stem it onto a Big Bang Theory. I just don't understand what he's trying to get across. What, there's a God that exists? If so, he's not doing a very good job of explaining that. I'll be honest.
How do you expect just a random act to create consciousness, to create life, to create something that the smartest people cannot create? That right there suggests a level of intelligence much greater than us.
But I wouldn't strictly say that's the result of God. If anything, I'd suggest that's the result of extraterrestrial life, but even still, that's a pretty strange comparison to make. Like, because we can't give robots consciousness, or AI, but there's a Big Bang that gave us consciousness, that means there's a God. Because he's more intelligent. I don't know. I don't buy it. It's a really strange comparison to make.
I mean, we have the smartest people in the freaking world working on artificial intelligence, and we can't get consciousness.
We can, but the problem is, you do that, the results are incredibly unpredictable. I'm curious about how he went from YouTube striking his content to religion. Well, he did say at the end of his other video, he was going to make another video about his faith, but he didn't want to put in his previous one, which I can kind of understand, I get that, but this is a very strange video to make. I can respect him for doing it, but this is a really, really bizarre video.
And yet you and I have it, what, by some random act? Like, that's just crazy. So, I'd like to ask you all a question. Has anyone ever, taken the Bible and shown you how you can know for sure that you're going to heaven?
Why do I care? I don't want to sound like a bigot or like an asshole, but like, why do I care? Like, you die. There's just nothing really to it. Who cares where you go? You either go to heaven and what, just exist up in heaven, watch down on the people on earth, or you go to hell and burn in eternal fire forevermore. I don't see why I should care about this when I'm not dying yet. Maybe if I am going to die and I'm very close to death, then maybe I would consider like where I'd go. But as a young man who is barely entering the adult life, why should I care? Why should you care? You're like 20 odd. I just find this very bizarre.
Well, the Bible has some bad news and good news for you. And the bad news is that you're a sinner.
Well, no fucking shit. I accepted that long ago. When I was younger though, I did have this undying fear about not going to heaven and making sure I was the best boy ever. But as I was growing up, I soon realised that's completely impossible. You, at least at one point in your life, has sinned and made it impossible to go to heaven. So, to say I'm a sinner is putting it lightly. I'm just going to say that now. And now I don't care where I end up. Because if I die, I die. I can't really control much.
All have sinned and come short of the glory of God. No one's perfect. Your
Exactly.
thoughts, your actions, they're sinful. Just even one thought, one strike, you're out. And the penalty of sin is death. Suppose you worked for me and I paid you $50. That $50 is your wages. That's what you earned. And, the wages of sin is death. And you sin, you die. But the good news is that God sent his son Jesus to earth to die for you, to take your place. That way you can be with him. And I know a lot of people don't even believe that Jesus existed. Well, just think of the date. We are in 2018 AD, after death. And when people say BC, it's before Christ. Obviously, he existed. The Bible says that Christ took the penalty that we deserve for sin, placed it on himself, and died in our place. 3 days later, he came back to life to prove that sin and death had been conquered and that he is God. Because if he didn't come back to life, he could have been just a random person, right? And you can get saved just by believing that he did that for you. It's just faith, not by actions. It's just faith.
I don't know. Like, he does bring up a compelling point. I will give him this. Earlier, his points were just really bizarre and strange. But now he's kind of really explaining why he's faithful and why he believes the way he does. And I can kind of respect that, considering his points are quite strong. But I just don't see how dedicating your life to one person is enough to ensure your safety, pretty much. I don't know. I just don't really see it as important. I feel like the proper answer is to live your life to the fullest and be judged upon where you stand. I feel like that's the best way to explain death. But I don't know. These are pretty compelling points, though. I will give them that.
You have to depend on him alone to save you and to forgive you. It's just as if you were to sit on a chair. You trust it to hold you through no effort of your own. You trust solely in the chair. In the same way as with your sins, you trust Jesus to forgive you and him alone. So if this message, touched your heart in any way, I definitely encourage you to ask Jesus to forgive you. And yeah, that's basically it. But I want to thank everyone who has been with me on this journey. It's been a blessing beyond all. But yeah, anyway.
Wow, he doesn't even do an outro. My God. So, I don't know. Oh right, he recreated his channel. Okay. Like, I do understand why he's leaving and why he has left. But like, what I don't understand is like, it's hard to wrap my head around. Because YouTube's cocking him over. Does his Twitter still exist? Yes, it does. Okay, cool. Yeah, because I don't know. I don't think he said he was leaving Twitter though. I don't know. This is very strange because he's clearly not mentally sound. And the stress of YouTube just constantly enforcing its rules. I do understand why. I do understand. Like, okay. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Give it a few months if he does come back. I don't think he will. I'll just have to wait and see. That's all I can say. Alright. Guess we'll just leave it up there. Should we? Yeah, fuck it, let's leave it up there. Thanks for coming out. I just wanted to react to this because this is a channel I've been following for a very, very long time. And I wanted to kind of give my thoughts and opinions on the matter. I do hope he comes back, but if he doesn't, it was really nice to have watched his videos. He was a really cool person. I could relate to him a lot. But yeah. I just hope he's alright wherever he is now. And yeah, thanks for coming out to the live stream.